Hello and welcome to another episode of Naval Academy series where I'm going through all missions in Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts. And before we begin today's episode, I'd like to remind you to hit that subscribe button if you haven't done that already and use that bell to make sure you won't miss out on any content from me. I would also like to encourage you to join my Discord server where you can interact with me and other Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts fans, share some of your crazy designs, suggest a cool scenario, or just chill. You can find the link in the description down below this video. Right, so welcome back in 29th episode. Is it? No, that's 28th episode. And we will be performing 29th mission. Yes, I'm a little bit ahead of the schedule when it comes to numbering. But, well, who knows, that might quickly change with increasing complexity of upcoming missions. We might see some failures on my side. Who knows? Maybe the first one will come in today. Anyway, let's begin today's episode. So, here we are in Naval Academy section of Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts. As you can see, I completed a whole bunch of missions so far. Yes, that is 28 missions, if I remember correctly. And right now, we are about to complete mission number 29. Or rather, begin mission 29 for the first time. There is no indication on any of those missions that shows that I've never started them, at least so far. So every time you can see me starting a new mission that you haven't seen before, it is the first time I'm playing it in this particular save game. I used to play some of those missions in very early instances of the game. And those were like Alpha 3 or Alpha 4. Currently, we are using game version Alpha 12, which is much later. It has many improvements, many mechanics changes. So some of those missions are playing way different than they used before. Anyway, today's mission, as you can see, is Rise of the Heavy Cruiser. The objective is to test the strengths and weaknesses of 1930s cruisers versus armored cruisers of the older technology. The heavy cruisers of the new era focus on speed, maneuverability, and superb fire control systems. Guns and armor were historically limited due to naval treaties. But now you can design your cruisers without such limitations. Your mission is to destroy the 3 reconstructed armor cruisers that oppose you. The enemy ships should be not underestimated as their thicker armor and heavy guns can cripple your ships at short distances. So, I will build a heavy cruiser today, and the funds allocated for that goal is $95 million. The enemy fleet will consist of 3 heavy cruisers, or 3 armored cruisers, and 2 destroyers that will support them. Time limit is 150 minutes to sink all the enemies. And the enemy will never retreat. So, I actually have to sink 5 enemy ships instead of 3. Yikes. This will be difficult, I guess. We shall see. We will definitely have technological advantage, but when it comes to numbers, I doubt we will be able to deploy 5 heavy cruisers. I'm actually worried that we might end up having only 1 or 2. It all depends how much goodies I will put on board of my ships. As always, we can choose one of 3 or 4 bonuses. In that case, there are 3 available bonuses. We can boost guns and fire control systems. We can improve survivability and maneuverability of our ships, or we can get better technology when it comes to torpedo power, medium guns, and speed. Right. Choices are definitely difficult. I think getting better accuracy and fire control systems will be very appreciated. Having that accuracy advantage might give me an edge that I need. On the other hand, well, that will mean I will have to use smaller guns. Well, for armored cruisers, I believe if I can squeeze out 7 or 8-inch guns, I should be alright. I don't need anything heavier. I can eventually invest in some torpedoes, and we should be pretty much okay. However, if we want to pack a little bit more of a punch, getting better torpedoes and medium guns might be better. Right. I think I will stick with guns and fire control and focus more on gunplay this time. We might see some torpedoes, but they will probably have a very short range, and they will be used only when I get close to the enemy. Right, that sounds good. Let's begin designing our ship. Right, we can go with German heavy cruiser. Ooh, that looks very large. That is much closer to a battleship hull. I don't think I will go for it. This one, ooh, that's an interesting design. We might go for it. It's quite slick. I like it. We got a little bit of a raised deck across most of the part of the ship. Yeah, I think we might stick with this one. So that's going to be Styria. Who we are using? Is that looks like Austro-Hungary, is it? It doesn't really matter. Okay. Let's put some modern tower. Ooh, and we have a raised barbette. Okay. I think I would go with a little bit more guns up front. Rear tower, do we have... Yeah, this one looks good. Let's see. Yeah, that looks pretty good. We do have this raised somewhat of a barbette, but there are also reflectors. Yeah, there are also some lights or searchlights, and that looks pretty good. Let's see at the guns. I could use 8-inch guns, that's for sure. Triple barrels, yes please. So if I would put it, let's say, that would be very interesting design. Nah, I need some barbette. Medium superimposed. That would be interesting. If I would put it like that, is this going to work? Perhaps I can push a Oh no, superstructure is already at its limit. Right, funnels. Mega funnel 1. Ooh, I can actually hide the funnels. Can I? I can put a mega funnel inside the superstructure. Okay, this one is enclosed. And I can put advanced funnel 2 inside the second part of the superstructure. Okay, that makes it much better. Let me just put the superstructure closer to each other. Let's compress it as much as I can. In that case, I could eventually squeeze in centerline gun at the end of this raised part. I mean, I could. Yeah, I can eventually try and squeeze it like that. It doesn't have really too much space to move. But that makes it look interesting. I could squeeze in another gun in here. The question is, that might be too small. That might be too large. No. No. Ooh, that's way too. That is tall superimposed, and that is making a problem. Yeah, this one is causing a problem. That is terrible. If I would go for this one and squeeze in 8-inch gun on top of it, no, it won't work. Yeah, I'm absolutely sure it won't work. Medium superimposed. Oh, this is not gonna work. Medium no. I could go with this one and squeeze in another 8-inch gun. Ooh. But this one looks, yeah, it looks very off. And then I would put floor. Yeah. This is not gonna work. Is it? Centerline gun. 8-inch. Yeah, it doesn't work. That is problematic. Right. I shall put this one here. It's not bad. It's not bad. We will have as many guns as we can fit. On the rear, though, I would prefer to have this barbette. Let's squeeze in that 8-inch guns on top. 8-inch gun on top of it. Perfect. It actually fits really nicely with the design. The problem is that, yeah, that offset is killing me. Ooh. I will build 6 heavy cruisers with that. I'm absolutely sure I won't. Right, let's push the superstructure closer to the front to balance the offset. I might eventually push the rear part as well. Let's compress it. Yeah. This way, with this offset removed, I might as well put the guns in here and in here. Okay, there we go. Now I can push this Further to the back. Oh, no, that's a funnel. I don't need a funnel. Let's balance things out. There we go. Okay, the offset is much smaller now. The guns are naturally raised, which is making things a little bit better. Okay, we can actually squeeze in some secondary guns. Right, I'm a great fan of... Ooh, 5 inches would definitely fit this design today. No, 5 inches won't fit this design. But 4 inches, oh yes. Just look at this. Yes. 4-inch guns are actually fitting this design perfectly. Let's go with some 3 inches, perhaps triple guns. 2 of them can go here, 2 of them can go here. Perfect. Ooh, that looks really nice. Yes, yes, yes. In fact, in the middle ship of the ship, I would go with quad torpedo launcher. Yeah, why not? That sounds like a plan. We can always drop some torpedoes at the enemy. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, we got slight offset towards the front. We will build 5 of these bad boys. We can't use casemate guns, but I'm absolutely sure we can find some nice space to put extra guns. So 2-inch guns? No. Perhaps I could... No, that doesn't fit. That is... Okay, we can put a single 2-inch guns on these mounts. There we go. There we go. Oh, yes. Let's get more of these bad boys. I think there is no more that I can put, actually. Yeah, I could eventually squeeze some in here, but they will obstruct those 3 inches. I might eventually get triple ones in here. That will make this space very thin. But that's extra firepower at a very short range. They might actually prove themselves useful. We are nearing this the weight limit. I need to improve bulkheads to maximum. Some parts are badly placed. Which ones? Oh, okay. Okay, so mega funnel probably won't do the job. Let me just see. And what's the engine efficiency? Yeah, and engine efficiency is pretty terrible. Oh, okay. As soon as I placed those tiny 2-inch guns, it actually came into conflict with main gun. So we can't use them. That is a shame. But right now things should work perfectly fine. So, in fact, I can resign from those 2 inches completely. It's just waste of space. We got 3-inch guns with a range of 7,500 meters. Not the best one, but if there is any destroyer coming nearby, they will be wasted by those triple-barreled turrets. We got dual-barrel 4-inch guns. Unfortunately, I can't find a proper space for 5-inch guns, since anything that I would put would most likely come into conflict with other elements of the ship. I might push this superstructure slightly towards the back, which is gonna make things better. Okay, that is creating some extra space amidships. Our engine efficiency is at 50%, so induced boilers, that's gonna be very useful. Geared steam turbines, auxiliary engine 3. In that case, I want maneuverability. Shaft 2, perhaps. Crab armor 4. That will save us a lot of weight. Barbette 3. In that case, anti-torp. Anti-torp 2. Single hull. Reinforced bulkheads and anti-float 2. Which is pretty much standard way of me building things. All or nothing citadel is gonna be very useful. And now, which rangefinder? That is a good question. Well, the guns have long range. So stereoscopic sounds like a good idea. But I might go with coincidence. And that will boost my accuracy at a shorter ranges. It won't have as much of an impact at longer ranges though. Yeah, difficult decisions, I'd say. It's not often that I design heavy cruisers, but this is very interesting. Okay, I'll leave it like that. Acoustics, sonar 1, definitely. Let's pump up those ships as much as we can. Generation 2 radar, and we went a little bit overweight, right? So what we can do to balance that, we are going to be fighting mostly against lighter ships, and those heavy cruisers that might be problematic. But if I will drop speed to 30 knots, it might be a little bit on the low side, but it puts me closer to the weight limit that I want to be. Let's see. 2 powder, oh no, it doesn't really change anything. White powder, Nah. You know what? 2 powder would actually help me. Torpedoes, 21 inch. And fast torpedoes, perhaps? What would be the range? 6.4 on fast torpedoes. Yes, that sounds like a plan. If I can get close to enemy ships, yes. Increase ammunition, that's for sure. And now we need to balance the weight of this ship. We are still a little bit over. We will build 3 of those bad boys. What can we resign from? I can actually drop some belt armor. Let's drop it to 6 inch. Deck armor. Deck armor would definitely put me much closer to my goal. Let's see. Perhaps auxiliary engines are not really helping. Oh, there we go. If I will resign from 1 cruiser, I could solve my problem immediately, or I can go to semi-oil fuel and still have some extra. Can't put any extra knots. No, that won't work. But yeah, I got some extra space for the armor, so I can actually bring it back to 6.4. And I still got some space. In fact, I could invest in better deck armor That's 3.1. I'm still building 3 cruisers. And if I will invest in any more, that will put me overweight. I could get secondaries, a little bit better armor though. That would be useful. Let's see. Secondaries can be protected by up to 3.6 inch of armor. That's actually better than turret top. Not bad, I'd say. I might now balance things a little bit. I could move this turret backwards. There we go. That looks good. That looks good. The question is, should I eventually put something in between those guns to prevent this gun from turning 360? Or I can leave it like that, and this gun will be really fast to react. That looks good. Okay, yeah, this is a very balanced design. It took me a while to build it, but it looks fairly standard. But it definitely packs a punch. So, what I can do right now is to move this. Oh, you bastard. Right, I need to move the cursor to the side. Take a screenshot. There we go. Oh. It would really be beneficial if I could turn off that camera movement when you move the cursor to the side. Anyway, it's a really nice design. We got some secondary guns to protect ourselves from those destroyers. We got a whole bunch of 8-inch guns, 12 to be exact, which is gonna give us a lot of firepower. We got some 3-inch guns that will be fast firing against anything that will come anywhere close. And on top of that, when armored cruisers, or when we will manage to get close to those armored cruisers, we can always pack a punch using torpedoes. We can detect enemies from long range. We can detect torpedoes from a long range, and we should have enough maneuverability and speed to eventually fight against torpedo attacks. Right, guys, I think that looks good. Hopefully this won't be too long mission. I'll leave the name of the ship as it is. So let's begin. Okay, so we got 3 heavy cruisers, and we are fighting against 3 enemy old design heavy cruisers and 2 destroyers that will protect them. Right. Okay. First of all, as always, I will detach my ships from the formation. I really hate that. All of them should enter save mode when it comes to torpedoes. I don't want them to waste those. Okay. And we should reduce the distance from the enemy. Yes. That's for sure. Okay, that looks good. So what we are attacking, our first target is enemy destroyer. What's the range? Ooh, 15 kilometer. Yeah. Definitely, I don't want to be that far away from the enemy. Ooh, ladder aiming. Yeah, my guns are struggling to take aim. But just look at that firepower. Look at that rain. That is exactly what I want to see. Okay, landing. Styria. And Dornbirn. Okay, so we will attack the enemy. Or rather, we will push against the enemy a little bit more. Come on. Can I see some hits? Oh, those were close. Right, it's gonna be a fast-paced battle, so I will use double time compression. That should actually help me. Oh, we scored a first hit against that destroyer. Can I just jump to it? Oh, yes. Just look at this. It does have some torpedoes. Torpedoes are... Ooh, this thing has 8 torpedo tubes. And a whole bunch of 5-inch guns. It's definitely a formidable enemy. Okay. Landing is taking fire. Okay, I need to pay attention to how far I am from the enemy. Might in fact turn a little bit. What is that? 10.3 kilometers. Okay. I really need to be on the lookout for that. 10.6 from the nearest heavy cruiser. Okay, we identified this destroyer as a torpedo boat so far. No hits have been scored from the enemy side, but that might quickly change. Oh, just look at that firepower. There's constantly someone firing at that destroyer. I really would like to get rid of it as soon as possible. But the accuracy of my guns is a little bit off. Oh, okay. Okay. We scored some hits. But we are getting very close. Oh, okay. We scored more hits. Caused flooding on that destroyer. Perfect. If we can sink it before we jump into that heavy cruiser, that would be great. Okay. He's no longer flooding, but there are more shells flying against him. We are 6.6 kilometers away. Okay. More hits, but they... Oh, yeah. They recovered from flooding. Oh. Torpedoes are inside. Yeah. We should turn away. Landing. Aggressive torpedo launch. Against Maryland. Can you make it? Probably not. Dornbirn. Yeah. Yeah. Arthur W. Radford. She is sinking. Well, not exactly. She is suffering from flood. Landing. Oh, okay. Torpedoes back to safe. So something was fired against Maryland. Let's see if we can actually succeed with this torpedo attack. We will make a full turn. Dornbirn, you take the lead. Yes. Dornbirn. Oh, there we go. Styria will move behind you and Landing will follow. That's fantastic. Maryland. Oh yes, you are about to eat some torpedoes. Ooh, we caused another flooding on Arthur W. Radford. Probably that will be the end. Oh yeah, she's sinking fast. And yet another flooding. Yeah, she's not gonna survive this time. And the first enemy destroyer is sunk. Perfect. Landing. You're gonna follow. How's my torpedo attack? Oh, unfortunately, Maryland managed to avoid those. Okay. Okay. We need to keep our distance. Okay. Okay, things are looking better. Shots are flying all over the place. Okay, Styria, could you attack Maryland? Dornbirn, could you also focus on Maryland? Let's see what we can do with our tiny guns. Landing. You focus on cellars. We need to keep that destroyer away. Let's see what we can do against that cruiser. Yeah, Maryland is definitely a formidable enemy. At a very short range, his guns will be very dangerous. I need to use my speed against them, so I can't slow down, which would give me accuracy bonus. I'm not gonna use that, because my best chance seems to be torpedoes. Yeah. Definitely. Dornbirn, how's your torpedo reload? Oh, perfect. Your torpedoes are not touched, which is good. Sellers is being kept away by Landing, who is now reloading his torpedoes. Okay, we are approaching very short range from Maryland. So, Styria and Dornbirn are gonna attack from both directions on Maryland. Ooh, this is gonna be very dangerous attack. Okay, Styria launched torpedoes. Dornbirn launched torpedoes. Ooh, you're not gonna get away from this one. You're gonna take at least one. Okay, we scored a hit on Maryland. She's suffering from flooding. There is another batch of torpedoes heading. She's gonna take it. Oh, yeah. More torpedoes hit Maryland. She is done for. Okay, that's first enemy heavy cruiser sunk. Styria, you need to steer away. Okay. Charleston and Pennsylvania. Charleston is equipped by with torpedoes. Okay, I need to watch out on that. Okay. Landing and Styria will now chase behind or chase after those two remaining heavy cruisers, and Dornbirn will keep sellers away. Okay. Sounds like a plan. If I can sink sellers, that would definitely help me. Good thing is that I can easily spot enemy torpedoes. Bad thing is I'm struggling to actually chase after the enemy. Yeah, Sellers is definitely very fast one. What's the speed? 32 knots. Yeah, Sellers is 2 knots faster than my heavy cruisers. But yeah, enemy heavy cruisers are not as fast. Okay. Dornbirn, please focus on Sellers. Let's focus all fire on the right ships. Yes. Main guns. Okay. Main guns focus on Pennsylvania. Landing. Focus on Pennsylvania. Torpedoes. Yeah. You also focus on Pennsylvania. There we go. Oh. Okay. More torpedoes are coming against Dornbirn. But they are easily avoidable. Okay, we caused more fires on Sellers. And Pennsylvania and Landing will now get into a close combat. Dornbirn is gonna chase after Sellers. Keep him away. Styria, you can focus your torpedoes on Charleston. But you are still reloading them. Ooh. This is really bad. We caused flooding on Sellers. That is good. Okay. Charleston is out of torpedoes, which is good. Dornbirn is still reloading his torpedoes. Okay, engine 2 is damaged on Sellers. That's very good. We caused flooding on Pennsylvania, which is good. Unfortunately, we do not have our torpedoes reloaded yet. Landing, I need those torpedoes now. If you can, do me a favor and launch those against Pennsylvania. Oh, yes, you did. Pennsylvania is done for. Charleston, you are the next target. Ooh, yes. Not a chance that Pennsylvania could have survived that. But since Landing is very close, I might launch torpedoes from the other side. And they are launched against Charleston. A little bit preemptive, but yeah, Charleston is pretty much done for. Just look at her. She just took extra torpedoes. All 3 engines damaged. Massive flooding. This is definitely a tough time for Charleston. Sellers is also in pretty tough position. Heavily damaged by my guns. Not suffering from flooding, but definitely... Oh, okay. Sellers is also flooding. Charleston. Ooh. Charleston is not in a good position. Sellers is sinking due to flooding. Yeah. Charleston seems to be fighting well. Regardless of taking 4 torpedo hits, she still resists to sink. But Dornbirn still has torpedoes on this side, and they can be launched. question is, are they going to? And she is done for. Right on time. Right. And that was pretty successful battle. I have to admit that my cruisers were surprisingly good. They managed to defeat, well, those old armored cruisers of American design. You could clearly see that even though I did have propellant that supports greater penetration, which is a tube powder, I've been struggling to actually deal any damage to those armored cruisers, even when I've been using 8-inch guns. So definitely that extra armor has been a very problematic thing to me. Enemy was a little bit lacking in terms of accuracy, which acts as well, which act as my advantage, because that allowed me to get much closer, and the presence of good torpedo armament has definitely proven to be game changer in that battle. If I wouldn't score those massive torpedo hits against Pennsylvania and whatever the other cruiser was, I think it was Charleston, then we would definitely have to fight much longer battle, because my 8-inch guns were nowhere near enough to deal with that cruiser at the longer ranges, where I've been safe, or where I've been relatively safe from enemy fire, but yeah, at the exchange of my reduced firepower. On the other hand, whenever I got closer, I was still struggling to punch through enemy armor, while the enemy gained that slight advantage of being able to deliver a critical blows to my ships, if accuracy allows to. Thankfully, enemy was not equipped with heavy torpedo armament, apart from their destroyers, which were not really a threat to those well-equipped heavy cruisers. Yeah, apart from those destroyers, there was pretty much nothing that could stop my cruisers from overwhelming the enemy. 3 cruisers were more than enough to deal with fleet of 5. I think I could easily win this battle using 2 cruisers. 1 cruiser, yeah, that would be a problem, because obviously torpedo reload would be a factor in here. I would have to balance my distance a little bit more, reduce it when the torpedoes are ready, and increase it when the torpedoes are still reloading. And there's also a factor of that lucky shot, which would take down some of my armament or equipment. And yeah, 1 cruiser might not be enough to deal with this mission, but with 2 cruisers, I would probably be able to deal with them as well. Right, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you did, well, leave a thumbs up, and obviously, if you are new to the channel, I strongly encourage you to press that subscribe button. Also, don't forget about bell button. That will send you notification anytime I upload a new content, so you will never miss a new episode of this series or any other series that I do. Who knows, you might find other of my videos also same as entertaining as this one, and well, I strongly encourage you to check it out. Have a great day, and I hope to catch you next time. Later. Out.